The movie begins in Jerusalem, where the famous detective Hercule Poirot solves a theft case using his incredible attention to detail. After successfully closing the case, he travels to Istanbul, hoping to take a short break from detective work. However, his plans change when his friend Book helps him secure a seat aboard the luxurious Orient Express train. The train is filled with passengers from different backgrounds, each appearing to be ordinary travelers heading toward Europe. Among the passengers is a wealthy businessman named Ratchet. Ratchet approaches Poirot and explains that he has been receiving threatening messages. Believing his life is in danger, he offers Poirot a large amount of money to act as his bodyguard during the journey. Poirot refuses because he immediately senses that something is wrong about the man. As the train travels through the snowy mountains, the passengers settle into their cabins for the night. During the evening, Poirot notices several strange events. He hears unusual sounds in the hallway and sees suspicious movement around the train. Later that night, an avalanche blocks the railway tracks, forcing the train to stop in the middle of the wilderness. With the train trapped in deep snow, nobody can leave. The following morning, the passengers wake up to shocking news. Ratchet has been murdered inside his cabin. He has been stabbed multiple times during the night. Since the train is stranded and no one has been able to leave, it becomes clear that the killer must still be on board. Book asks Poirot to investigate the crime before local authorities arrive. Poirot begins examining the crime scene and quickly notices several unusual details. The wounds on Ratchet's body appear inconsistent. Some are deep and forceful while others seem weak and hesitant. This suggests that more than one person may have been involved. He also discovers several clues, including a burned piece of paper, a woman's handkerchief, and signs that someone entered and exited the cabin during the night. Poirot begins interviewing the passengers one by one. Although everyone claims to be innocent, their stories contain small contradictions. Some passengers appear nervous whenever certain topics are mentioned. As the investigation continues, Poirot discovers that Ratchet is not actually Ratchet. His real identity is John Cassetti, a notorious criminal responsible for one of the most tragic crimes in recent history. Years earlier, Cassetti kidnapped a young girl named Daisy Armstrong. After receiving a ransom payment from her family, he murdered the child anyway. The tragedy devastated the Armstrong family and led to a series of heartbreaking events that ruined many lives. Even worse, Cassetti escaped justice and disappeared before authorities could properly punish him. After uncovering Cassetti's true identity, Poirot starts investigating the backgrounds of the passengers more closely. He soon discovers that many of them share connections to the Armstrong family. One passenger was a family friend. Another worked for the family. Others were relatives or trusted employees. What originally seemed like a random group of strangers slowly reveals itself to be a collection of people connected by the same tragedy. Piece by piece, Poirot realizes that every clue points toward a shocking conclusion. Eventually, he gathers all the passengers together and presents his findings. First, he offers a simple explanation. According to this version, a stranger boarded the train, murdered Cassetti, and escaped before the train became trapped in the snow. However, Poirot knows that this explanation does not fit the evidence. He then presents his second and true solution. According to Poirot, every passenger connected to the Armstrong family participated in the murder. Together they planned the attack and carried it out as a group. Each person took part in killing Cassetti as revenge for the suffering he caused. The passengers do not deny the accusation. Instead, it becomes clear that they believe the legal system had failed them when Cassetti escaped punishment for Daisy Armstrong's murder. Poirot is left facing a difficult moral decision. Throughout his career, he has always believed in justice and the rule of law. However, he also understands the pain these people have carried for years. After considering everything, Poirot chooses not to expose them. He allows the authorities to believe the simpler version of events involving an unknown killer. The passengers are allowed to continue their lives, while the official investigation ends without revealing the full truth. As the journey comes to an end, Poirot leaves the train knowing that this case challenged his beliefs more than any mystery he has faced before. The movie ends with Poirot receiving word of another case waiting for him, setting up his next investigation and bringing the story to a close.